It was the night before Christmas, and all through the shop, not a sound echoed out, not a peep nor a hop. Justin Shahoskowitz wanted to amaze all the town with his chorus of lights. Nothing else could compare, not even Horace's might. Hard at work was Cyb, running all amok. But to be honest, he couldn't give less of a fuck. Mariah Carey was here, and she was here to stay. For it was Christmas, and everyone knows you work on Christmas Day. Or at least, that's what Justin would say.
People will be lining the streets for my light display.
And if not, he'd say they were
really, really gay.
So he hung and he hung many a light, all of it stemming from simple spite. The year before, the plot next door took all the attention away from the store. Their lights and decor to Justin meant war, and he knew that this year he would have to do more. And so Justin screamed out,
"Let there be light!"
as he plugged in the cables in utter delight. But all was not well, as the bulb shone so bright that they knocked out the power for the whole block that night. Now the two men were left in the cold to mourn, as they set things ablaze and huddled for warmth.
Well, shit. What now?
I guess we just gotta wait for the power to come back on?
That asshole Doug next door's gonna pay for this.
Ugh. Didn't know the shop could get this cold.
Yeah, in hindsight, packing peanuts as insulation, probably not the best cost-cutting choice.
I guess we, could pass the time.
I guess so.
So, you got a favorite Christmas gift?
Huh?
You know, like a favorite gift you've gotten for Christmas?
I don't know. None's coming to me. How about you?
Man, let me think. There was my first MP3 player, I guess. It was this little RCA thing with interchangeable battery covers. Pretty sure it only had like 512 megs of storage, but that was enough to fill up with low bitrate rips of whatever my god-awful music taste desired. Lots of good times were had jamming out to Every Time We Touch on long car rides. I had it for a good while, but other than a few standout memories, it wasn't really anything special. This is kind of hard to narrow down. Something memorable.
Oh God, he's thinking.
Ah, I got it.
Ah, yes, it was the year 2010. I think, maybe 2009, I don't remember. The Christmas season was quickly approaching, and what else was a starry-eyed child such as myself to do but hope that Santa would deliver unto me the latest gadget I saw advertised to me on YTV. Seriously, kids' TV commercial blocks from this time period make me super nostalgic. Like they really had us asking our parents to buy Floam and Gak in the year of our Lord 2010. But anyway, one of the big products that was being flaunted to us back then was none other than the DSi. Not just the DSi, though. Oh, no. See, that was already out. That was old news on the playground. No. I'm talking about the DSi XL. It was like the DSi, but big. Like, noticeably larger. This thing was kind of chunky. I mean, look at what I had at the time. It was just a regular DS Lite. What was this thing made for? Ants? No, sir. My beef patty hands needed something substantial to grab onto. Yeah, not only was I behind in not having an original DSi, I was stuck with a plain old DS Lite. Don't get me wrong, I love the thing, but there's only so many times I can color the pictochat text box completely black until it starts to get old. The DSi would have been a huge step up. It had big screens, a voice recorder, 2 cameras, an online game store, an SD card slot. Oh my God. How could I not want this? So little old me wrote to Santa that year asking for some cool presents. Action figures, one of those Paper Jams guitars, an Easy Bake Oven, I think. But of course, above all of those, my top pick was the DSi XL. So, as Christmas approached, I waited anxiously for a conveniently handheld video game console-sized box to appear under our tree. And it didn't. It was in my stocking instead. Yes, on that early holiday morning, my sister and I reached into our stockings to find our very own DSi XLs. I got a sick midnight blue one, and my sister got a slightly less appealing burgundy one, which is now mine because I broke mine after a particularly heated game of Sonic 3. Do not judge me, I was young and Oil Ocean Zone gave me anger issues. Disregarding that, my DSi went on to deliver some of my fondest childhood memories. It was everything I wanted in one place. I could still play the latest DS games, and ones that I had already collected over the previous years, of course. But there were also things like the camera and the audio recorder. The amount of hours I wasted taking goofy pictures of me and my sister and screwing around with our voices is staggering. The DSi helped ignite my childhood creativity. One place where this was clear to see was with what was an absolutely killer app for me, Flipnote Studio. This little thing kept my hands glued to my DSi at all times. Something about finding videos and animations made solely by people who just had the same console as you and weren't a part of some big TV station or website was just exciting to me. Like, yeah, I could watch SpongeBob or something, or I could watch Shy Guy from Mario singing about not having an iPhone while he leaps to his death, or two Ronald McDonalds beating the absolute piss out of each other. Which would you choose? Huh? Flipnote existed during a certain rise in user-created content. YouTube had been around for a few years now, and people were starting to see that it was more than just a gimmick of a platform. People wanted to make things for themselves and other people to enjoy. Flipnote was like that for me, an outlet for creativity. I like to make things, I sure as hell like to draw, and now I can do both of those things on a tiny little handheld device that I can take to sleepovers at Grandma's house. Total game changer. The amount of time I spent watching and making Flipnotes is unfathomable. I really should give it its own video. This app alone kept my DSi in use years down the line. Even after I stopped playing DS games as much, I'd always return to that little flipbook sandbox I could keep in my pocket. But yeah, I'd say that's my favorite.
What? How did you do that?
What?
The spin. Never mind, man.
Okay. Well, did you think of one?
Of what?
A gift.
Christ, okay, give me a second to think. Alright, my favorite Christmas present, I'd probably have to say the original Wii. It was such a complex console despite having the horsepower of a toddler, especially when compared to the other big names in the industry. What it lacked in actual hardware, it certainly made up for with its library of games. There were games like Mario Galaxy, New Super Mario Bros., Wii, Mario Galaxy 2, Mario Kart Wii, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. Look, there were a lot of fucking Mario games, okay? My favorite game, though, as much as people like to say how bad it was, Super Smash Bros. Brawl was easily one of the games I think I spent the most time on. It was the first time that the series introduced third-party characters into the franchise, and as a kid, that really rustled my jimmies. It was glorious. There's a good reason that whenever people hear about a Smash game now, they all ask the same question. Will there be a subspace emissary mode? Like, do you know the feeling of how cool it was? As a tiny, not fully cognitive child, and seeing that Sonic the Hedgehog showed up at the end of the game to stomp a mud hole into Boo's ass? Oh yeah, spoiler alert by the way, Sonic shows up at the very end of the game to stomp a mud hole into Boo's ass. Even thinking about it now, I can feel myself getting hyped up over seeing my favorite anthropomorphic video game hedgehog beat the shit out of Mario. Fuck you, Mario. Anyway, back to the Wii itself, there were plenty of reasons it was a revolutionary console. Like me's. I kid you not, I was one of those kids that would pull up a picture of Peter Griffin on the family computer and try to recreate him piece by piece. Literal hours spent making Peter Griffin, Bob Ross, SpongeBob, and even Shrek, so that they could all be on my baseball team in Wii Sports. Speaking of Wii Sports, let's touch on the Wii's biggest selling point, motion controls. I don't care how gimmicky they might have come off, they were so cool despite being janky at times. I mean, being able to punch someone with the Wiimote was amazing. I made it all the way to Matt, but I couldn't beat him personally. Like, it was just such a cool console with a diverse library of games. Just regular games. So, I think that's probably my favorite present.
Wow.
What?
I don't think I've ever heard you talk about something positively this long.
Well, don't get used to it. That asshole next door is calling me. Hello?
Hello, this is the Nostalgia Critic. Did you turn the lights out?
Yeah, what of it?
It's Christmas Eve. Do you have any idea what you have caused?
Listen, dickwad, I cannot be held accountable for the actions that you drove me to. You think you're so perfect with your little fucking bright-ass LED lights trying to take all the attention away from my starting little independent business? Well, no more! Do you hear me? No more. Tonight is the night that I put a stop to it, and I put up those bright LEDs so that you don't have to. Me, Justin.
Okay.
And you know what? I hope that your dog dies.
Sorry, who was that?
Oh, no one important.
Do we have any board games?
Christ, I don't know how much more of this I can take. God, Santa, anyone, please, just give me a miracle.
Wait, I thought you were Jewish.
Santa?
That's right, son. It's me, Santa.
That is not at all what I expected you to sound like.
Shut up, Cyb. Oh, Santa.
What is it that I could do for you on this beautiful Christmas Eve?
Well, Santa, I'm in a bit of a pickle. You know, my jealousy got the best of me and my lights accidentally took out the power. To be honest with you, I've been bad this year.
Oh, I know.
Huh?
Yeah, I know you've been bad this year. You're bad every year. I'm just on my lunch break and heard someone call my name.
So you're not going to magically turn my power back on because I overcame my own hubris?
No. Anyways, I gotta go deliver these gifts. See you later, asshole. Merry Christmas and all that. Ho ho!
Well, shit, what are we supposed to do now?
The power's back. It's a Christmas miracle. What?
Oh, fuck. I forgot to pay the electric bill.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Flipnote hatena felicidad. I wanna wish you a Merry Flipmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Flipmas. I want